Carving hills in the sand for bumpy roads. Wanting help, but my hands too full to hold. To be absent from the flesh is to be present. I wanted to share that with you because that's a lyric from a song that I wrote, and it really represents how I'm feeling right now. This journey to 100K has been real, but I honestly think that I made it harder than it had to be. And 10 years later, I'm here. Got a story to tell. So what's up, everybody? It's me, Miss Ruby. Welcome back to my channel. In case you don't know who I am, you're about to find out on this video. But if you do know who I am and you've been around for a long time, at any point during my journey, if you joined me along the way and you joined me for more than just a hair tutorial, but maybe because you liked something about me and you just wanted to be involved in my journey, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm just gonna jump right in and start filling you guys in because majority of you guys know nothing about me and majority of you guys were not here from the beginning. So it has been 10 years since I have been on this channel on YouTube. Prior to having this channel, I had another channel. It was called Ruby Rich One. Honestly, I haven't even looked for it in years, but I think I started dropping videos on that channel like right when YouTube started. I was always really fascinated with the concept of being able to film myself and share it with the world, so I got started early. I also uploaded some videos randomly, like with some friends on YouTube back when it first started, like fighting videos. We used to like shadow box and fight a lot, and it was just fun, so that's what we did. But I have been on this channel since 2009. The reason why I started this channel was actually because my friend at the time told me that I should, instead of doing YouTube for the things that I was doing it for, he said, you should find something related to your music, something that you're interested in, and you should create a YouTube channel about that. I thought about it. One of the things that I used to do in my spare time was like break down lyrics in songs. I'm a songwriter, if you don't already know, and I love music and I really, really love lyrics. And I think that a lot of times people don't really listen deeply to the lyrics and they don't really extract the depth from the content that we're listening to. It's just, a lot of times people just listen to stuff for like how good it sounds or whatever, but I was real fascinated with that, so I used to always just like be on Google searching. Like I would listen to a Lupe Fiasco song and be like, I don't know what he's talking about, but I want to, and I would just go research everything. And so I was like, you know what, I think I'm just gonna do videos on YouTube about that and share all my findings with everyone else. So this was actually my very first video on YouTube, which is the introduction to my channel.
Did you hear it?
Hey guys, it's me, Miss Ruby. Glad to see you. This is my new show, Pieced Apart. Now, simply put, this show was designed to involve the growing population of music lovers in my attempt to dissect and hopefully expose the true meaning behind a lot of the songs that we sometimes blindly walk around repeating. Who am I? I'm just a young girl from Southern California who grew up watching the stars shine, searching for a way to get up there myself. And I'm a songwriter. Music is my passion, but lyrics are my niche. Crazy, right? Like, it's just so crazy to look back at these videos and see like the quality. You know, the quality was really bad, but what I loved about myself back then was how true to myself I was. Like, I was just being me. I wasn't really like, there was no standard yet on YouTube to really copy or follow or live up to, so I just did what I wanted to do, and I like that. But yeah, at the time in my life, just to kind of give you guys a background, I'm not going to give you like my whole life story, but basically I was, I think like 20 years old. I had roommates at the time. My roommates and I had just got put out of the house that we were renting because like all this stuff had happened with the real estate market previously, and the owners of the home we were renting were like not paying the mortgage, and so eventually the house went into foreclosure. We had to get out real quick, so we moved into one of my roommate's mother's house, and we were supposed to be staying there for a couple months so we could get back on our feet. Long story short, we stayed there way longer than a couple months, and a lot of things were just going on with us personally, financially, and we just did not have it all together. But I was just trying to be optimistic about the situation and make the best of it. So I was actually like using my best friend's, at the time, I was using his MacBook Pro, and I was just using like the camera on the computer to film my videos. And I had this vision that this channel was going to give me an opportunity to connect with other people who really, really loved music and really loved lyrics. And eventually, as I began to release my songs that I wrote for people, then I would already have a platform of people who connected with me about, you know, similar interests, and they would be interested in hearing my music. So yeah, my first video that I did, my actual first like lyrical breakdown, was for Jay-Z's Empire State of the Mind. I'm a big Jay-Z fan, so of course I was listening to that song front to back, and there was a lot of controversy around that song. This was at the end of 2009, so like I only uploaded a couple videos, and then at the start of 2010, my goal was just to continue to upload as many videos as I could. So during the year 2010, I ended up uploading a total of 31 videos to my channel just within that year. And by the end of the year, I had like 260 subscribers. I remember getting my first 100 subscribers. Like, just the journey to the first 100 subscribers was tumultuous. It was like learning a lot about the platform, about how to upload, edit, like all this stuff, and how to like stay in touch with everybody. Made a lot of mistakes, definitely. One of the things that my friend used to tell me is like, you need to wear makeup. Like, I know in real life you don't really wear makeup, but you need to wear makeup on camera because your face, like on camera, is gonna look real shiny and stuff. And I just remember I wasn't really listening to him. I just didn't think that it was really important. He would be like, you need to get lights and you need to like set everything up. Like, he was trying to put me on game. Like, he used to have these long talks with me about like all this stuff that I should do. And I would listen, but I just was not applying the stuff that he was talking about. And you guys can see that in my videos because like the lighting was bad, the audio was bad, like everything was just bad. But what was awesome when I look back on these videos was my insight, like the stuff that I found. So I didn't realize it was a problem because I was getting subscribers. People were viewing my content, engaging with my content. Very early on, a couple of my videos did like really well. I got like 10,000, 15,000 views or something like that, which was a lot for me being new to YouTube. And since then, you know, those videos went on to do better numbers than that. And the only reason why they really stopped is because I privated all these videos. So honestly, at this point, I'm unprivating everything. So if you're watching this video, you should be able to go back on my channel and see all these videos. I privated them, and I'll tell you why as we get through this video. But 2010 was a very pivotal year for me because in that year, like, that was basically the start of my YouTube career. It was also the year that I met my future husband on MySpace. That was also the year that I started college. I started going to Full Sail University, and I was doing this 2-year like online program. It was like an accelerated program to get a bachelor's degree, and I went to school for entertainment business. So I became really, really, really inundated with homework assignments that year as well. So my life basically looked like, behind the camera, my life looked like schoolwork, recording videos, editing, trying to figure out the YouTube thing. And I also started working at a grocery store. So I was like working at this grocery store part-time, and that was basically what my life looked like. I was also like trying to get my feet wet with songwriting and making it an actual career. It's funny because my future husband, his name is CJ, by the way. At the time, like, I met him under his like rap name because he was a rapper, and he let me hear some of his music. And one of the things I wanted to do on my channel was do this like Rising Stars segment. I really wanted to eventually turn this into a television show. So I'm like, I need a slot where I'm gonna like highlight up and coming artists who can come on my show, and I'll break down their music. So that's basically what I did for him. So you guys can definitely go. I'll play like a little short snippet because this was me like trying to get creative with like green screen and everything. Like, I was just really experimenting. I put like a green sheet up behind me. It was such horrible quality, y'all, but I was so proud of myself at the time.
So normally I would be piecing apart songs by well-known, well-established artists in the game, but today we are going to talk about an up-and-coming artist in the industry who has asked me to piece apart one of his songs, and I'm going to title this segment Pieced Apart Rising Stars Part 1. So the name of the artist is Cedric Hurd, aka UPD. He's local to me, but pretty well known on the MySpace community. So if you haven't already heard of him, I'm gonna put the link up on the sidebar. You can check him out.
So yeah, I did that. I did a couple other videos like that. I know it's like kind of embarrassing, kind of makes me cringe looking at it, but you know, everybody starts somewhere. But yeah, so I went on. I discovered J. Cole at the time, who's actually currently to this day like one of my absolute favorite rappers. I released a couple of songs that I had written and recorded, and that's basically like what the groove of my channel was. At the time, my channel was just Miss Ruby. By the end of 2011, I had uploaded 32 videos in that year, and I had a total of 860 subscribers. I had also started a website called piecedapart.com. And my biggest lyric breakdowns at the time was from Tupac's song Blasphemy. It was a throwback song, but it was a song that one of my subscribers had requested, and I did it. That was like one of the hardest songs I ever had to break down. I had to read so much. Let me tell you guys, like doing piece to part music was such a task. It required research upon research upon research, but I enjoyed it. I loved doing it at the time, so it wasn't a problem. But yeah, Blasphemy by Tupac. I had broken down Novocaine, High Power. These were some of the videos that went on to do really good. So, you know, I was growing, 860 subscribers. I was like, cool, we close to 1,000. I was kind of feeling like, what am I doing wrong? Because I had started to see other people start YouTube and grow faster than me, but I still wasn't too discouraged. I wanted to just keep pressing on and at least keep trying. At this time, I had started a new job at Olive Garden, so I started waiting tables instead of working at a grocery store. And then I ended up moving and everything, so there was just like a lot of things going on in the background. I just remember personally, I was not in a good space at all. I was like, really, like, aside from my YouTube channel and stuff, I just was really like feeling really down. I remember like I wanted to find love. I had always expected that by like 20, 21 years old, I would be married. I don't know why, I just always thought that. And I kind of started to feel it in my spirit. I was like falling in love all the time. Even though I wasn't in relationships with these dudes, like I would just start talking to dudes and I would just like be feeling them way too much, but I didn't want to move too fast. And it was just like a lot personally. And then like, you know, I was still really broke at the time and still just trying to figure out how I was gonna make money. So I just was not feeling myself at all, but I was trying to like write songs. Writing music, writing songs has always been my therapy. If you hear random noises in the background, it's because my 1-year-old is walking around. I can't like get rid of her for right now. It is what it is. So. But yeah, I wrote a lot of songs around that time to help get me through the days. But you know, God was so good to us. Like I said, I ended up moving. Finally had my own room. And if you guys like knew me personally, people who would come to my house would be like, this ain't a bedroom, because I was like so dedicated to like my YouTube, school. I just knew I was gonna end up being in the music industry sometime soon. So I was just real dedicated to my goals at the time. So I just basically turned my bedroom into an office. I had bought a futon instead of a bed, and it was like not a comfortable futon at all. And the philosophy that I had was like, all I need to do is sleep enough to just like rejuvenate. I don't need to be in here getting all type of comfortable rest. Like we in grind mode right now. I had a big old desk in there. It was like really ugly, but somebody gave it to me for free. So that's what it was. And I was just like on top of it. I remember my roommates used to be like, hey, you wanna go to the movies? We're going to the movies. I'd be like, no, I'm working late. I'm like filming a video, or I'm researching a video. Like that was legit my life. I went out sometimes, but not a lot at all. I was also like, I had upgraded from using the camera on my laptop to using the flip camera. It's like this little thing. I actually still have it. This little flip camera, I would just like connect it to a tripod, and that's what I recorded my videos on. And I was like in the game, okay? I still didn't have lighting or nothing like that, but the flip camera just like, I could take it anywhere with me, and that's what it was. I'm sharing this with you guys because if you're on your journey right now, I just want you to understand that everybody starts somewhere. It was very, very humbling for me. I would be like at my sister's house or cousin's house or whatever, and I'd be like in the bathroom recording a video with my little flip camera, you know what I'm saying? But it was what it was. One of the advancements I made in 2011 was I broke down this song called Rest of My Life by Kevin McCall and Chris Brown. And that song is dope, by the way. If you've never heard that song, go listen to that song. I'm gonna play you guys a little snippet from my review of that song, actually. So it sounds like he's talking to his girl as if this is really his last night living. And in any given scenario where someone knows they're about to die, these would be the perfect words to say. It kind of reminds me of Rihanna's song, Final Goodbye. And in that song, she sings about dying from the dying person's standpoint too, releasing her final thoughts and feelings and requesting that she be with her loved one until she no longer can. So, first off, I'd like to say that this song was creatively written by both Kevin and Chris, and according to Kevin, it was all freestyle. So like I said, if you've never heard that song, go listen to it. It's really good. At this time, this is when I was discovering like different artists, and so I discovered, like, I had come across Kevin McCall, and I found out he's a songwriter who had transitioned into, you know, also being an artist. He was working with Chris Brown, and because he was accessible, I was actually able to get in touch with him online. So this is like my first time getting in touch with a celebrity to get like their valid remarks about the song that they wrote. And I didn't realize how important it was at this moment to like screenshot the conversation, because I would love to show you guys. If I find it in my archives, I will, but I haven't found it. so far. But yeah, he was able to actually like validate that to me. And so at this time I was thinking like, yo, it would be so dope to eventually get to a point where I'm doing these breakdowns, and maybe I'm not doing it line for line, but I'm basically giving the synopsis of what the artist is trying to get across, and it can be more than just my take on it, more than just the research I do, but I can actually find out from them. There's no more, love. Because a lot of times people misconstrue what the artist means when they write their lyrics, and it's just left up to their personal judgment. So that was my little, moment of success I was very proud of. So yeah, fast forward 2012. 2012 was a very big year for me. During the year 2012, I had uploaded 24 videos, so it's like an average of like 2 videos a month. But by the end of 2012, I had 1.7 thousand subscribers. So I had basically doubled my subscribers that year. This is when I started to get a little frustrated though, because now in 2012, a lot more people were on YouTube, and it was a lot more things happening, and you could clearly see that like I was falling behind. I was not growing at the rate that I should have been growing, or so I felt. So I started to be a lot more critical about myself at the time. But I just kept pressing forward. 2012, my husband and like my current husband and I at the time, we started dating. So like that time between 2010 and 2012, we were getting to know each other, and in 2012 we publicly became a thing. But the reason why this year was so big for me is because this was the year that I entered into a contest. It was called Watch Me Contest, and it was a contest by Daystorm. Daystorm, I had been like following him for a while on YouTube. He was doing this rap contest, and so I told y'all like I wrote songs, but I also rapped, and he basically was accepting submissions from people who wanted to put a second verse on this song that he had wrote. So I submitted my verse, and I ended up placing, and I think I placed like number 13 in like his top 20. So I got a shout out, and because I was like number 13, he basically told his fans, look at all the people who are in my top 20, go watch their videos and tell me what you guys think about them. So because of that, I got a lot of traffic to my channel. So people started to come across me, and I was like, okay, we doing big things in the hill. You feel me? But even bigger than that, I garnered the attention of a major YouTuber at the time. And that attention ended up leading to something wonderful. So I didn't end up winning his contest, but I was very inspired by his contest. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hold my own contest, okay? I had this producer from overseas hit me up. He had saw my submission to Daystorm's contest, and he was like, yo, you're dope. I wanna send you a beat. I wanna see, what you can do with it. And the beat he sent me was so fire, y'all. Like, I'm gonna play you a little snippet of the song in a minute that I did, but I basically like wrote a verse to this, and I was like, you know what? Instead of me writing a whole song, I'm gonna do a contest myself. At the time, YouTube allowed video responses. I don't know if y'all been around since video responses on YouTube. So like when I entered Daystorm's contest, that was what I did. I left a video response, and I had started learning about like the different metrics and the back end aspect in terms of how you grow a YouTube channel. And one of the things you want to get people to do is like leave comments, especially video responses. So I'm like, cool, let's go, let's get it. And that was really, really fun for me. I actually had quite a few people submit. I feel like our song ended up being dope. As a matter of fact, let me let you guys hear a little piece of it right now.
Shout out to East Hope, holding down on the beat. My girl Kanisha. Let's do this. I'ma double down, hope, cause I know it's a safe bet. Hands high if you really wanna feel it, cause I'm double time dope, but I never be a base head. Can't lie, get faded on adrenaline, copious notes and stacks and bones and fear being broke, calm that ass like Ritalin. Ow. So don't act like chitlins, fucking up a rumble when the pants start sizzling.
So that was really fun. That definitely helped me to get some more subscribers, and yeah, I loved it. So another thing that happened in 2012 is I graduated college, and that was big for me because I just got real pumped. Like, a lot of the projects that I had done for my business assignments were based on my YouTube channel and my website. So I'd even uploaded a couple of videos on my channel that were videos I had to do as assignments for class. One of those videos was a video where I interviewed Amanda Seales, and if you guys don't know who that is, she's actually, she's a lot of things, but she currently stars on the show Insecure on HBO. I was just really impressed by how multifaceted she was, so I did the interview, but we weren't able to actually speak on the phone or video, but we did like an email interview, and I just asked her some questions. So make sure you guys look at my channel. Like, if you're an Amanda Seales fan, then you can get some insights from my exclusive interview with her. And it was at that time that I was just like starting to think like, I'm really becoming a host. I'm not just like uploading videos talking about lyrical breakdowns, but now I'm interviewing people, so I'm making my music, but I'm also hosting a show that features other talent as well. And I was just really feeling it. I was really like vibing with the direction that things were going. So the biggest thing that happened at the end of 2012 was I was actually invited to join a network on YouTube called Big Frame. And Big Frame had started this new vertical on their network called Forefront. Forefront was representing more of like the urban side of their brand, I guess. And so they invited me because of my association with Dave Storm. He, I guess, recommended me to his managers. We had the meeting, and I was officially adopted into this YouTube network. And that was like such a big deal to me, you guys. Like, I went out to LA and like I had this meeting. I got to meet people like Latoya Forever. This was back, you know, obviously before she was as big as she is today, but she was still doing really well at the time. I met Missy Lynn. I met Daystorm again. I met Deshaun Raw, Timothy De La Ghetto. I met one of my friends who's still a friend of mine today. His name is Jabari. He's actually somebody who I like just really respect. I met like quite a few people, and I was able to start going to like meetings, talking about like different things about how to like grow your YouTube, and I was able to learn, like, you know, just take advantage of like little perks. I was still a very, very, very small channel, so I feel like they didn't really like focus on me and like helping to grow my channel. I think they kind of wanted me to do some more legwork before they actually like focused on really helping me. But I was able to at least be a part of the group and like, you know, the association, which really just gave me some good insight. It opened my eyes to the possibilities from the inside. I was able to talk to people for real, like, and get their inside scoop, their stories, their tips. That was a very pivotal moment for me, and it actually inspired me to start a second channel, because one of the things that I had realized was on my current channel, I was kind of all over the place. I was uploading the lyrical breakdowns. That was like my primary product, but I was also uploading like other types of videos, interviews, music, doing all this stuff, and I was learning that it's good to like be brandable and have like a niche. And so if you're gonna do a lot of different things, maybe you should start different channels. But what I didn't realize at the time was that I was still too young to branch off to a new channel. My channel was barely at like around 2,000 subscribers, so it was actually recommended, which I didn't realize at the time, but it was more recommended to wait until your channel is like, maybe like now, like 100,000 subscribers, go start a second channel. Clearly you know what you're doing and you can manage this, so you can manage something else. But at the time, I didn't. So I started this second channel, and this channel was actually called Pieced Apart Music. And that channel was strictly devoted to my lyrical breakdowns, and I wanted to keep this channel open for me to just do whatever I wanted to do. But because I started that second channel, then the following year in 2013, I only ended up uploading like 18 new videos to this channel, because I had uploaded like majority of my content to that channel in 2013. By the end of 2013, I had reached 2.5 thousand subscribers, and I had finally reached the $100 threshold. All of the videos I had put out before, like, I wasn't really making no money. So it was just funny, because by the time I reached my $100 threshold, I had joined a partner network. So I was getting paid through their vertical. And so basically I started making money on YouTube in 2013. And it wasn't until like the following years when I actually saw my own check, because I was basically getting paid through them. But that was dope. Like, it was just amazing. Like, I felt so encouraged. Like, oh, finally I'm making some money. I wasn't making a lot of money, but you know, I was making like $100 here and there. And that was like, okay, if I can make $100, I can make $1,000. That's basically what I told myself. But as 2013 went on, things were just changing with me. I started to feel like, okay, you graduated college. You're supposed to be pursuing songwriting. You're getting distracted with YouTube. YouTube's not really obviously blowing up for you. Maybe you should focus more on what you're supposed to be doing. And so I started to, you know, even though I knew I could grow on YouTube, I started to feel like I shouldn't give it as much time and attention, because I needed to give more time to my songwriting. So another one of the really big things that happened in 2013 is I started to overcomplicate everything. If you go look at some of my videos on my other channel, you'll see that like just the editing that I started doing, which I really like. I wanted my videos to look a certain way. I wanted to have like the lyrics up on screen. I wanted it to look really professional. My boyfriend at the time, he had a professional camera, or his friend would always let him use his DSLR camera. So I started learning how to do that. I started playing around with lighting, and then I started playing around with editing. And basically the process of making a video went from being like, maybe, I guess it just depends on the song, but I would say that I could easily give a couple days to each of my videos, because the time that it would take me to research the song. And these are days like where I'm shutting myself off to the world, by the way. I would go and like, you know, insert pictures and video clips and all these things that are not bad edits, but for me, where I was at the stage I was at, it was extremely time consuming. And I think I just got burnt out. I just was like doing all these videos. One of the first things I did when I started that channel was I did a 25-day Piece to Part giveaway, and I was uploading one new video every single day. I missed a couple days, but that was basically like my goal at that time. I wanted to hit the ground running, get a whole bunch of subscribers, and I was willing to do whatever it took. It didn't matter. And that's great. I think that kind of work ethic is wonderful and dedication, but I got burnt out because I was doing all of this stuff, but I still wasn't getting the results. I still felt like I was growing very, very slow. And at this time, like, remember, I had associations with other YouTubers that were huge, people with 50,000, 100,000, a million subscribers, and I'm still sitting down here with like 2,000 subscribers. So I was, you know, in a sense I was encouraged on a personal level, but when I looked outside of myself and I started looking at the numbers, I got very discouraged. And I just started feeling like maybe I should focus my efforts on what I originally wanted to do in the first place, which was songwriting, and just do YouTube videos when I could. And that's basically what I started doing. So you'll notice that in 2014 on this channel, I didn't upload anything. In 2015, I didn't upload anything. Things were still happening in my life. You know, in 2014, I spent some time job searching. I pretty much just was like, you know, I really, really, really need to build my resume. I started feeling like it's time for me to get serious about my life. You know, I think I was 25. I was turning 25 that year. So I'm like, I need to get serious about my life. I started to seek higher employment, and I left Olive Garden. I had tried out a couple of more professional positions, like sales positions. I got like an HR position at like a really big company in Orange County. And I was just like, you know, I'm gonna focus on building my resume right now, because ultimately I really want to work for like Warner Music, Universal Music. I really want to like get my foot in the door somewhere where I can work for a music publishing company while I pursue songwriting, and just like let YouTube be on the side until it turns into something. And that's basically what I started doing. So I was making that journey to Orange County. Like, I live in the Inland Empire in Southern California, so if you're familiar, it's a little drive driving to and from Orange County. I was also doing internships in LA. So I was working for like an artist management company in Los Angeles. I did an internship locally working for just different like music-based companies to basically build my resume. And I felt good about that. I turned 25, and at the end of 2014, I ended up getting proposed to, so I got engaged, and yeah, I just got busy with life. Come 2015, that was the wedding year. So literally, I was just like focused on getting married. And what I had decided toward the end of 2014 was, you know what? I'm not working for nobody no more. I'm gonna work for myself. If I work for myself, I can control my schedule, and I can make time for whatever I need, and I can also make as much money as I choose to. And that's when I started to do hair. Now, I had always done hair on the side, and that's something I didn't mention to you guys. Like, on top of like working at Olive Garden, doing YouTube videos, I was always doing hair on the side. It was always my side hustle. So I pretty much just like said a prayer to God and just was like, you know what, God, this drive to and from LA, this drive to and from Orange County, this is a lot for me. And I want to work for myself, and just you make a way. You know, if this is something I can do, please make a way. He made a way immediately, and I started working for myself in 2014, and from that point on, I've never turned back. It's been 5 years now. I was only supposed to do it temporarily. Like, I just wanted enough time to be able to like do my job hunt and get my foot in the door at the companies I really wanted to work at, but I was unwilling to work anywhere else if it wasn't going to be where I wanted to work. So I just got real caught up in the hair game. I did braids. Like, I used to do like individual braids, box braids, cornrows, all of that. And I would have people come to my house. That's where I worked, or, you know, to my apartment. And I was just doing a whole bunch of heads. And so anyway, I bring that up to say that, you know, I was also getting married at the time, and my husband and I were paying for the wedding. So I was doing a lot of hair because I had to like help pay for the wedding as well as pay my regular bills at the time. So I got caught up in that, and that was 2015, and it was a beautiful year. Like I said, I got married, but after I got married and after we did the honeymoon and stuff, at that time I started looking at my career situation again, and I'm like, I can't keep doing hair forever. That was never the goal. I don't even love it. Like, it's just supposed to be a side hustle. So then I was like, you know what? I need to get back on YouTube, but this time I need to take it serious.
I just remembered that during the year of 2015, when I was planning my wedding, I actually started another YouTube channel, and I was documenting the journey of getting married. It was actually called Getting Married with Miss Ruby, and I was uploading videos every single week, just talking about the different things that I was doing to prepare for my wedding.
Here's what I learned. I learned that what I was doing was a good idea, but it was a push-through idea. And that basically means that I was pushing forward something that nobody really knew about. Like I said, nobody on the internet was doing like lyrical breakdowns aside from rapgenius.com, and that wasn't even video. So I'm like, people aren't actively searching for my content, and I didn't know enough about how to work the SEO and how to work the tags and titles and all that stuff to get them to find it. So I'm like, I need to do something that people are highly searching for so that I can build this channel. I can like not only make money, but I can create a platform. I can connect with people, pretty much carry forth the idea that I originally had, but just do it a different way. So I was like, you know what? I'm pretty good at doing hair, and I have a lot of tips that I can share. And that's why I started doing hair videos. So come 2016, I released my first hair tutorial video. It did decently well. It did well enough for me to be like, let me do this again. And also what happened in 2016 was my husband and I moved out of our apartment. We moved in with our friends. They said that we could stay with them for about 9 months to a year so we could save up money so we could buy our first home. So we moved in with them. And I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to get serious, get my YouTube going again. I rebranded my channel to Music and Beauty TV. It was this channel. I stopped working on the other channel. I started Music and Beauty TV. I did an introductory video. I told you guys about it. Some of you guys may have seen it because a lot of you guys who are subscribed to me now, I think, know me more for this part of my channel. I called it Music and Beauty TV because I was determined to never let myself lose sight of the music. But that's just going to be subtle. It's going to be in the background. I'm going to focus on beauty videos because I just want to build something for myself now. I think now I was in the mindset that I work for myself officially. I was learning more about the industry, and I'm like, even when I break into the music industry, ain't no telling how that's gonna go. So I need to have something that I can have for myself. So no matter what, people seem to like me on YouTube at least a little bit. So let me at least give this another shot. And if I focus on something that's more popular, let me see if I can grow it. And so that's what I did. Another thing I did in 2016 was I started cosmetology school. That was stupid. Basically, I think I had the mindset, like I said, working for myself. And even though I didn't really love doing hair like that, I'm like, cosmetology school only takes a year. Let me just get it out the way. At least I have the license under my belt. And if I ever want to go work in a salon, I can, because I was really tired of working from home. And I also like living with my friends. It's like I couldn't do hair at their house. So it was just, I was trying to just figure things out. So I started cosmetology school and immediately dropped out like a month later. I realized this is too much. I'm supposed to be making money and saving up for this house. I have zero time to work. That was a mistake. So, but in doing that, in starting cosmetology school, I was able to learn a little bit more. Like that 1 month gave me a little bit more insight about understanding the science behind hair. So I had information. I had more information to share on my channel. We're at my friend's house and I was just creating as many videos as I could within their space, trying to respect their space. I didn't really have a studio set up place. So I was just doing videos wherever and whenever I could, but there weren't really a lot. Like I think I uploaded a total of like 12 videos in 2016. But it's cool because we were completing the task of saving for our house, and that's what we did. So at the beginning of 2017, we moved into our home that we are at now. We bought our first home. We also started another YouTube channel, which is called Twosome TV, with my husband and I, and it's like our couples channel. I really like that channel, y'all, but honestly, I feel like one of the lessons that I've learned on YouTube is like, if you already barely have enough time for your own channel, try not to spread myself too thin because it's very challenging keeping up with this. Like, people don't realize that YouTube is a full-time job for some people, and that's basically what it became to me in 2017. Like, it wasn't just, oh, I upload a video when I feel like it. It's like now I'm doing research on good titles, good tags for videos. I'm putting time in to actually filming the video and making it look professional, or at least as professional as I can get it. I'm putting the time into editing these videos. Like for me, a beauty video could easily take 8 hours to film and 8 hours to edit, and that's like easily. Searching for music, and then that's not even including promoting it and all the time that it takes to create short clips from your long video. over all the different social media platforms, creating messages to send and promote, connecting with people, instant messaging people, all of the work that goes into it. That's basically what happened in 2017. I was like, you know what, we moved into this house. I'm still working for myself, doing hair, but I need to take YouTube more serious because I feel like I'm actually building something. Because in 2016, by the end of 2016, I had 6,000 subscribers. So I basically had doubled my subscribers in 1 year prior to the preceding like 5 years. So I was like, you know what, I'm on to something. So in 2017, I got serious. By the end of 2017, I had only uploaded 24 videos the entire year, so back to about 2 videos per month, but I had 30,000 subscribers. And y'all, like, that was huge. At that point, I'm like, I'm legit a YouTuber now. Like, I can actually tell people, like, oh, I'm a YouTuber. Like, I do YouTube. 30,000 subscribers is enough to me, and still to this day, I think it's enough to say, like, okay, you put in some work. Like, you obviously have something that you're doing. So I felt real good about that. But some unfortunate things happened in 2017 that kept me from going, I think, as far as I actually could have gone. And so basically, you know, we bought a home, and so we were like, okay, we're ready to start a family. So I got pregnant in April, sooner than I actually expected. And in June, I had a miscarriage. And I actually just recently uploaded a video telling the full story about that miscarriage. But even though I had that miscarriage, and it definitely like put me on hold for a couple months, like straight up. I was still encouraged. You know, I believed that, you know, the only way that I was going to get to have a baby was to try again. So we literally tried immediately. Like as soon as the doctor said, it's okay, we tried again. And we got pregnant, and it was a successful pregnancy, as you can see. And I ended up having my baby in 2018 in May. So 2017 was full of morning sickness, a lot of morning sickness. I felt like I was pregnant for, instead of being pregnant for 9 months, I felt like I was pregnant for like 13 months because I basically was out for the count. I wasn't doing things the way that I would usually do them because at first getting pregnant in April and being pregnant for 2 months, I was experiencing all that morning sickness, all the changes happening to my body, all the sleepiness, and then having the miscarriage and having to wait 2 months in between the miscarriage before getting pregnant again. So at that point, I was focused on healing. You know, I was healing my mind mostly, my heart. You know, it was. That girl is wild, y'all. Look, side note, expect that you're going to see a lot of my baby in future videos because the only way I'm going to be able to get any videos done is for her to be a part of them. I'm sorry. It's just a challenge. But anyway, okay, so, so 2017 was plagued with morning sickness. That's first trimester. Second trimester, I was very depressed. I was very, very depressed. Like, I don't know. I know it's hormonal, but I just was going through a lot. Like, I was trying my hardest to get up and just make something of myself, doing hair and doing YouTube. And it's like, yes, I was making money, but I wasn't making that much money. Like, you know, and just feeling like, man, I'm about to bring a life into this world. And I've had all this time to really establish myself and get things going with my career. And I've just been jumping around in circles, and I still haven't like built anything substantial. What am I going to do? Like, that was 2017 is the mindset. So every single video that I uploaded in 2017, understand I had to fight myself tooth and nail to get those videos out. Especially like being pregnant, you don't feel like doing nothing. At least there's a lot of moments where you don't feel like doing anything. But I was just trying to be positive, so I was like reading my Bible a lot, praying a lot, doing a lot of just soul searching and a lot of journaling and just a lot of like trying to understand myself and what I was gonna do and how I was gonna make the best of it because, you know, like, I don't know, it's just like, I'm a perfectionist, and so I know a lot of people look at me and they're like, oh, but you've accomplished so much. You're married, you bought a house, you work for yourself, you know, you guys are doing okay financially, you're not struggling, got good credit, whatever, like all of these things that people look at and they are happy about. And not to say that I'm ungrateful at all, because I'm very thankful and I thank God every single day for all of my blessings, but I personally feel like God ignited something in me a long time ago. He gave me vision. He gave me vision when I was that poor little girl in the ghetto with not knowing where I was going to sleep at night, not knowing what I was going to eat. He gave me vision that he gave me songs. You know, he gave me creativity and purpose, and I just was so determined to really, really live out that purpose and not let anybody or anything stop me along the way. So to reach a point in time where I'm now approaching 30 and pregnant and feeling like my life's about to change. I'm not going to have as much freedom as I once had, and all of my decisions are going to need to be about my child more than myself. And just feeling like it doesn't matter. That's why I kind of understand depression. Like, I didn't enter into a deep depression, but I kind of understand, like, when people are depressed and you try to talk them out of it and it doesn't seem like anything you're saying is working, because it kind of doesn't really matter what other people think about you when you're depressed if you don't think that about you. And so I would cry all the time and complain and moan and give up on myself and quit on myself all the time. But then whenever I would wake up and feel a little bit positive, I would just capitalize on those moments and just make videos and just keep it pushing, you know? So that was 2017. I got through it. And then in 2018, third trimester came around and I just felt so much better. Like, I wasn't depressed anymore. So I just continued to make as many videos as I could. And even though I was in a lot of pain at this point, I was like, yo, I'm about to have this baby and I have to have income. And I was just like trusting that God would replace my income, because basically I was working for myself doing hair. That was my primary source of income. So I'm like trusting that God would help me make enough money on YouTube to be able to pay all of my bills, and not just dump the burden on my husband. So I just stayed true, and like literally, y'all, the week before I went into labor, I filmed the video that took my channel to the next level. And it's like, it's a little emotional, because like, as much as like I say, I don't really like enjoy doing beauty videos as much as I enjoy doing like other things, it's like, man, to be so depressed as I was. And it's stupid, I know, for a lot of people it's like, oh, you have everything, you have no reason to be depressed. But to feel the way that I did feel, and then to still, like, you know, to fight through it and to just keep going, and then to finally get the video, or just like the combination of videos, it kind of like all happened at once, you know, like, and just to have that breakthrough. So basically what happened was I filmed a video with these young girls called Honestly, and they did my hair. And I don't know why this part is making me emotional. All the things that I've already discussed, because, you know, this video was very emotional for me. I cried a lot during the process looking at my old videos, but I was like, I'm not gonna cry on camera. So I don't know why I'm getting emotional right now. I guess it's just like I'm happy. But I stepped outside of my comfort zone. Like, I had to like reach out to these girls and like go meet with them, go meet their mom, have the discussion about, like, you know, how we was gonna do this video. And I guess it's emotional for me because like I really just did not want to do it. I was fighting it. Like, I almost canceled last minute. Like, I really did. But something in me was like, I feel like God was just like, you know what? You can't say that you want something if you're not willing to fight yourself to get it, you know? So I went and, you know, they did my hair. They're so cute. I paid them. For all y'all people who think I didn't pay them, I paid them. And I told them, like, you know, they were starting a YouTube channel. I wanted to help them too, get some subscribers. I was like, let's work together. And I filmed the video, I edited it, but I wasn't able to edit it until after I had the baby. But I did film the video before, and then like after I had the baby, maybe like a few weeks later or a month later, I edited the video, I posted it, and like that video has almost 2 million views on it right now. And it's like literally I started making, and like, it wasn't just that video, it's like 5 of my videos just shot up like all at the same time. They just started blowing up and like getting numbers, and I started making like exactly as much money as I needed to make to pay my bills for the first couple months. And it was a big deal because I had a long labor and I ended up having a C-section, and I wasn't prepared for that. And it was just really hard, you know, like becoming a mom for the first time. I don't care what anybody says. It was really, really hard for me emotionally and physically, and I was just so thankful to God that I didn't have to worry about finances, you know. So YouTube actually finally started to pay off for me at the time. And it's like, another reason why this is emotional for me is because we don't always know like what we're gonna get. We don't always know what's ours. We don't, you know, like we don't always know how we're gonna get what's ours. That's what I'm saying. But there's something inside of us that just knows that we can have it. And so I really just put my faith in God. Like, I trusted God to lead me. It was my faith in God that led me mentally to overcoming my obstacles and to doing things because, not just because they were things that I wanted to do, but because they were things that I needed to do, to having the courage and just, like just doing the right thing, even if it wasn't just for me, like, and a lot of the videos that I did, I was angry when I was doing them, and I just didn't want to do them, and God still blessed me anyway, having the C-section and having to go through the healing stages of that, and I was very sad after that. I felt like that was another thing that just got me, man. That's why I'm glad I filmed a bunch of videos before I had the baby, because not being able to have the labor that I thought about, that I dreamt about, and because I feel like I wasn't smart enough, I didn't apply the right techniques, I didn't fight hard enough, it was a lot on me. So that's why it's important for me to give my life to God every single day, because despite the way that I feel about myself, I know that the picture is so much bigger than me. I know that the story goes on, life goes on, the sun rises and the sun sets, and nothing stops because Ruby's having a bad day. There are people out there who need love and hope and attention from other people, somebody to connect to, or things, basic needs. They need food, they need shelter, they need things that are so much more important than me needing validation. You know what I'm saying? So these are the kind of conversations I have with myself to get myself up and going. It's like, hey, you may not have everything that you want right now, and you may not get it for a long time, but it's not just about you. What is God using you for right now? What is He calling you to do right now, regardless of what it looks like? And I try to stay obedient to that in every phase of my life. And I truly believe that He has blessed me because of it. So that was 2018. In total, in 2018, I actually uploaded 39 videos, which is crazy. I don't know where all of those videos came from. I know a good chunk of them came before she was born, which was before May. And by the end of 2018, I had hit 84,000 subscribers. Now, I had saw my numbers climbing, and I was like, I might hit 100K before the end of the year. That didn't quite happen, but I'm still glad that I ultimately hit it. In 2018, basically where my mind was at, which was last year, it just was like, you know what? I'm thankful. Like I said, I had this revelation. I'm going to be grateful. I got this beauty channel. I'm just going to make the best of it. And I think I just continue to do that with my videos. But I definitely knew in my spirit that this is not what I want to do. And a big reason for it is that I realize it's just not who I am. Where having a beauty channel has led me to places like wanting to wear a full face of makeup all the time and feeling like I need to compete with other beauty gurus whom actually take interest in this stuff. So they study. They're always on top of the new makeup, the new hair trends, the new fashion trends. And I feel constantly defeated because I'm I don't study that stuff because I'm not interested in that stuff. So I just make beauty videos really to accommodate my subscribers, and because I think that it's what I need to do to stay true to my brand. But I knew for a fact, I'm not going to continue doing this because as successful as I've become and as grateful as I am, it's still not me living my truth. And I'm always going to battle with that internally if I don't one day stop. So by the end of 2018, I actually began a subtle rebranding, and that's why my channel is currently called It's Me, Miss Ruby, instead of Music and Beauty TV, because I realized, you know what? I may not know exactly what I'm doing yet, but I know who I am. I at least know who I am. And I want other people to get to know who I am. I want to get to know who you are. I don't want you to just watch my beauty videos and then just like it and move on. So anyway, 84,000 subscribers at the end of 2018. And then, 2019 came, and honestly, I haven't uploaded many videos this year. Honestly, I think I've only uploaded 8 videos, and it's already about to be June. Lo and behold, I wake up 1 week after my 30th birthday, and I actually hit 100,000 subscribers. And that's just the residual effect of all the other videos I had done in the past, because it ain't have nothing to do with nothing new. But I did. I hit 100,000, and I really didn't even want to do this video. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to highlight it because I didn't really feel like I don't feel like I got to my first 100,000 subscribers in an honorable way, in a way that I'm proud of. I feel like I struggled. I quit on myself so many times. I was inconsistent. I was unauthentic, and I have 100,000 people subscribed to me that probably don't know anything about me or care anything about me. But my good friend Neek at Night, a fellow YouTuber here on YouTube, who I've recently been connecting with, she just like insisted and implored me to do this. So I'm just like, even if none of y'all watch this video full on, I'm happy that I did it at least. I'm happy that I was able to go back and look at my journey. And if any of you did make it this far and you've learned anything from my journey, I'm so happy to know that, because if there's anything I can do to prevent you from going through some of the mistakes that I went through, I would love to do that. So to summarize and like recap, like the lessons that I learned on this journey to 100,000, whatever it is that you're gonna do, especially if you decide to do something that you believe in and that you actually enjoy, don't focus on the numbers. Don't focus on the money. Don't focus on none of that. Stick and stay, you will get your pay. But that's the number one lesson. The number two, when you do find your groove, stay in that groove. When you get momentum, ride the momentous wave. Don't stop uploading. Constantly learn and grow. Don't be afraid to reach out to people for collaborations, for help. My sincerest thank yous to everybody who's ever done anything to support me on this journey, left a comment, shared a video, liked a video, subscribed. Your opinion matters, your time matters, regardless to whether I was doing something that I was excited to do or not, regardless to when I was doing something I didn't know what I was doing. I've always tried to do a good job. I've always tried to make sure that I edit videos in such a way that keeps you engaged and makes it worth your while. Like, I don't like to waste people's time with a whole bunch of like fluff and nothingness just for the sake of being on camera. Like, so I'm gonna continue to press forward with these philosophies I've shared with you guys throughout this video. I just pray that you stick and stay. Make sure if you are subscribed, hit the bell to be notified, because a lot of you guys are missing my uploads because you have not hit the bell. This one has been a long one, so thank you for your time. God bless you, and I will see you on the next video.